Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. We're bringing you live, up-to-date coverage of 5 officers shot in Houston, Texas, on the southeast side. Let me bring you KHOU TV news and what they're saying.
Right now, you probably can't get in until this scene is over for your own safety as well.
Lauren, the woman that you guys are speaking to, that witness, did she just hear the gunshots? Did she see?
She's talking about a female witness.
I guess, how close was she to all of this?
She was very close. As far as I'm aware, she did. She heard the gunshots, and then she was right there and looked over and saw. In fact, I saw one of the videos that she showed, and you can see one officer being not carried. I don't say he was heavily leaning on another officer. This is the officer that was shot in the leg, walking to try to get to safety. So one officer she does have on video who was shot in the leg. I believe she says she saw the other officer may have been shot in the arm. Those officers, in fact, were brought to her vehicle and were resting there. Hold on one second. We have somebody here.
About statements, right? We still have a hot scene here, so I really would rather y'all not be sitting here because this street is still live. So if you want to go to the hospital, that's where the statements will be given by the chief and the mayor. Okay. Thank you all very much.
Is there anything we can tell folks about the inside? Are neighbors safe right here?
We've evacuated citizens out here.
You've evacuated the immediate area. Okay, so an officer just gave us an update. They said that Chief Acevedo is not going to be speaking with us here like we originally were told. He's going to be speaking from the hospital eventually, but that the immediate area has been evacuated. So if you live on this street here at Harding, at Berkeley, Harding Street, you will not be able to get into your home as it has been evacuated as they deal with this fluid situation.
Yeah, so basically, witness saw officers. She said she saw officers running out the house. She saw officers laying on the ground. They're trying to figure out what's going on. Supposedly, one suspect is dead. Two other suspects are held up in a home. The SWAT team from Houston and the Sheriff's Department SWAT team is on the location. And now we getting into what brought all this to a head. What would make 3 people in 2019 shoot off with police officers? Now, the one eyewitness, a Hispanic female, stated that she believed drugs was involved. Lady asked, was this a safe neighborhood? She was like, this basically this Houston. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, hey. But where are we with Make America Great and the Trump dynamic? The incident that took place in Washington, D.C. with Brother Phillips and the Covington Catholic School teenagers and the Black Hebrew Israelites and the government shut down, and now the Super Bowl is getting ready to be played up this coming Sunday, and all of a sudden no more shutdown, and after 3 weeks we might shut it down again because, hey, all the money that the Super Bowl is going to bring in, you actually think they would gonna have the government shut down and planes can't get off the ground and TSA workers calling in, and with all that chaos and pandemonium, you think actually they were going to leave the government, wasn't going to reopen? Yeah, right, please. Okay, now, ego. When you feel that you've been purposely denied the right to justice, when you lose all hope, when you put that application in so many places and you're turned down, when you're denied just the basic rights of dignity, you create a new type of individual when you constantly bombard young men with racism, you create a new individual. Now, the hate you give, man, what is that movie? Y'all help me out. Somebody know what I'm talking about. Thug Life. The hate you give little infants comes back and fucks you in the end. Yeah. The hate you give little infants fucks you in the end. Yeah. Excuse the language, but that's what Thug Life meant. It was coming by Tupac. Basically, the movie was about the same thing. Look, he was a young man growing up in a chaotic environment, gangs going around, dude trying to shoot his sister because he doesn't want her to testify in the murder of a young black man who was murdered by a cop. And so the gang didn't want her to testify because it would implement them and their involvement, their activities, because the young guy who was shot was selling for them. And it was like just chaotic. And at the end, the youth, young guy, he couldn't be no more than about 9 or 10. He had a gun with a look in his eye like he wasn't afraid of nothing. He ready to shoot everybody. You know, that hate that was given to the youth. And look, I don't even know the color of the suspects in the shootings that shot the 5 officers. I'm speaking upon climate. When the hate, the poverty, the lack of jobs, the no justice, the energy of make America great again, but you're not including all races. The sadness and from my perspective, and it might not be sad to you, but it's sad to me to see young black men go out in society and try to get all the races, meaning black, white, yellow, red, brown, to all come together and let's be one America with love. See, that's always been the ex-slaves' plight. The ex-slave, look at Rodney King, got beat to death, and what was his words? Can we all just get along? And they telling you, no, nigga, we can't all just get along. But he wants that because he truly wants peace. He truly wants, because the ex-slave, all he wanted was to be liked by the master. All he wanted to do was show the master that black folks are good too and like us. Why y'all treating us so when we love everybody? You know? And I see young black men on that mission. They like, you know, it's like the Malcolm X, the adverse of Malcolm X when he went on his pilgrimage to Mecca and he saw white Muslims and he came back to America and he was like, oh man, there are white Muslims too. You know, if we can get the white Muslims to accept Islam here in America, hey, we can all live in peace. You know, and as wise as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is, he said, Malcolm, the white man built his civilization on Christianity. He'll never accept Islam. And, you know, and I'm paraphrasing the Honorable Elijah Muhammad words, but in so many words. And, you know, it's like, and you hear people today, Malcolm changed. He went over there to Mecca and saw them white Muslims and he was like, man, we all can get along. Man, is America a Muslim nation now? Yet. He saw peace in Islam. And, you know, He was like, man, if we can practice the way we practice, the way it's practiced when I went to my Hajj in Mecca, we can do the same thing in America, man. Look here. Look at here. We all can get along. Justice for everybody. No police brutality, no police shootings, any of that. Everything will be just grand. But reality speaking is the soil is already set. The seeds are already sown. The vegetation has been grown in the blood of the slaves. And is there a way out of that? Meaning, is there a way to bring peace between the races is what I'm saying. Now, mind you, poor whites was called niggas too. There was white slaves in Virginia and the tobacco farms, poverty. But the trick was, look, I'll raise you poor whites a degree above the blacks. So to give you some sense of honor and pride, because the poor whites was looking at the other whites like, hey man, y'all need to give us a share in this money that you all are gaining. Give us a share in these finances, Let's deal. They was getting ready to revolt and rebel and go against the aristocrats and the elite amongst their own brethren. They was getting ready to tear things down too. And they was like, well, we'll make you a degree above we'll make the white slave a degree above the black slaves. And the white slaves took that deal. They were like, okay, well, as long as I can act a little fancy and act like I, got a slave under my control, I'm sitting high on the hog. And in the aristocrats and elite eyes was like, yeah, right, fool. But if you think that, okay, we still treating you like you a nigga. We just in your mindset making you believe you something more than what you are. But you will never sit at the dinner table with the rich aristocrats and the elite. That's not happening. They let you know that right off you can't come to the country club. We don't want to play golf with you. You know what I mean? You can't even ride in the golf cart. You know what I mean? Get on back, Bubba. We don't want you here. Matter of fact, your job is, we kick you a little money, but your job is to put your foot on the minorities. Whether they be Asian, Mexican, Native American, whatever. You just keep the tension going against the minority. That's what we can use you for. We'll throw you a cookie or a biscuit every now and then. That's how that game being played. So now, back to the movie. Man, what is the movie, man? I can't think of the title. God, it's called, The Hate You Give. Something about hate, anyway. Something about hate. But thug life. They broke down Tupac's thug life, and it said, the hate you give little infants fucks you in the end. And it was basically telling you one more time, the movie was about these young kids, the youth. See, as the saying goes, shit rolls down hills or shit trickles down. The youth, with all the gang violence and the fighting and the police brutality and the cops, and they sitting back soaking all that in, listening, learning on the internet, YouTube, looking at all that. So now the youth is like, what the hell? What they grew up like? It's meaning there's no innocent victims. Like, I guess is what I'm saying. There's no innocent victims, man. And in 2019, as I stated in my earlier podcast, everything's out in the open. Everything is on the table. Man, we finna deal with everything. We finna deal with police brutality. We finna deal with the hate for police. We finna deal with racism. I mean, live and in color. I mean, not none of this behind the scene racism where folks hiding behind hoods and no man, they coming straight out. This is what it is, and then black folks coming out, then Mexicans coming out, God damn it, this and that, and white folks coming out, and Polish Jews and Catholics and Muslims and everybody, man, putting everything on the table because folks tired. They tired. Trump coming out, Pelosi fighting, government shut down. All kind of craziness is going on, man. And I mean, it's live at 5. Every day it's getting crazy and crazier, you know. And then the music. See, music, that's why I give a shout out to Brother L. Low Key, Lil Johnny. What's my partner, man? The Coon Docs, Rovers Vader and G Strings, Gino and Daraja and the Coffee Brothers and Devin Dude and Scarface and Licious Ice DJing back in H-Town. What's up, Ice? But basically, what I'm saying is music, and especially content in music, it soothes the savage beast. Music soothes the savage beast. The beast is not being soothed today. The beast is being fueled because the music is not soothing the beast. It's adding fuel to the fire. You can't be for generations. Let me come back. Okay, hold on. Let me tell you. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. You can't be on the 3rd generation of music talking about I'm a killer nigga and fuck this bitch and motherfucker this and I'ma shoot up your motherfucking house and nigga, I love seeing niggas dead and I'll spray your whole block, shoot that nigga in the head. You can't say, man, I'ma rape that bitch, fuck that bitch, she ain't about shit, black bitch, Mexican bitch, brown bitch, white bitch, red bitch. You know what I mean? For 3 generations, goddamn. Some content gotta come in there in between somewhere and be like, talk about justice and injustice. Talk about economics, creating business within the communities, talking about letting the money flow through black businesses more than more than 5 hours, 6, 7, 8 hours. Let it circulate, man. Let everybody put their hands on that money. What is a black man? Look. And don't tell me nothing about no black community, right? What is the black community? Now, okay, you own 60%, over 60% of the businesses in your community. Okay, let's deal. But if you ride down the street and there's Asians and Indians and everybody but you with a store, I mean, you've been exploited. It's just, you in the exploited neighborhood. You know what I mean? A black neighborhood, picture of black neighborhood is like Wall Street. You know what I mean? Black Wall Street, in Oklahoma. Like what Garvey was building down in Harlem in Garvey days. Like what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad built with fish markets and hotels and jet planes and tractor trailer trucks. And, okay, now we talking. You know what I mean? But if you got one man on a corner selling barbecue from a barbecue pit on under a tent, you know what I mean, on a corner of the street, which is a business, that's one business. You know what I mean? We talking about a whole block you own it. You know what I mean? We talking about black-owned businesses where we running and we doing economics. And I'm talking about in each community, because Houston's a big city. We got so many different neighborhoods, and we got a lot of black-owned businesses, mind you, within the city of Houston. But I'm basically saying that to where I'm giving an example of a Chinatown or a Little Italy or the Phoenician Southwest, where the Middle Easterners, the businesses, and so on. So you know where you at when you traveling. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying we should have something that rivals that, and that's even better, because we the original man and the original woman of the planet Earth. But now we're going back to generations. It's going to take some generations to do that. Come on, you got to look, man. We got to we got to get up from under slavery. Then we had to get from under Jim Crow. Then we had to get from under the heroin epidemic and the drugs and the prostitutions and the pimps in the 70s. Then we had to get from under crack cocaine in the 80s. Then we had to get from under the mental messages what turned us on each other within the music, to where we start looking at each other as enemies, and now we shooting and killing one another. We got to get from up under that until we can start thinking. And so that's why you hear so many lectures of them saying, hey, watch the youth, watch the young black youth, watch the youth. They're attacking the youth. They want to make the youth feminine. They trying to turn the black youth into homosexuality. They trying to turn the young black females into feminists that hate men. Why? Because you got children born that's coming up that's soaked in at least 3 or 4 generations of so much hell and mess and poverty and molestation and pedophilia and all kind of craziness and gunshots, going to school, seeing dead bodies, and you know what I mean, cats shooting out the window and they looking at. The reason why I know, because I was there. You see what I'm talking about? This ain't nothing I'm just making up. But they see all of this, right? And now it's a new being within the youth that we not ready for, that people haven't seen before, and a lot of people are scared of it because they don't know how they're gonna react. You know, they seen so much because so much was done, and now they're reacting to what they soaked up, what they say done soaked up. You know what I mean? Because now technology and social media and everything is prevalent. You know, they got more access. They there. Look at these young white kids, man, playing these special ops games, going into schools just shooting up like 9,000. They don't want to call them terrorists. Look at the little young white kids knowing how to make bombs, and it's just, man, where'd y'all learn all this shit from? Look at the young black kids, man. Some of them already know about gang life. They know about guns. They going to school, but they not going to school for the education. Some going to school hustling. Where all of this madness? The Hispanic kids, man. What's going on in the world today? Meaning, we far removed from the day, and I'm talking about, and I ain't talking about what Trump talking about. I'm talking about the black Aborigines, native people that was in America before Columbus, who first they was planting corn, planting sugar cane. They had a system that was passed down for generations to generations, and they knew one another. This tribe knew what this tribe was about. This tribe knew what that tribe was about. You know what I mean? They knew customs. They knew their culture. They knew their traditions. And they built, and they had a goal. They had a plan. Look, okay, we're going to take this land. We're going to build. We're going to multiply. We're going to keep stretching our ventures for his business and trading and bordering. We're going to move that further more than we get cattle. We enjoy life. We make fires. We look at the sky. We look at the stars. We study the stars. We study astronomy. We study cosmology. We study the land. We study growth. Let's see, let's see if this, orange and this lemon produce a grapefruit. It's science. You know what I mean? As far as what is there? Fusing two plants together. Doing all that. We building, enjoying life, peace, man, woman. You know what I mean? Look, courtship. They checking the man out. The family of the female, they're checking this man out to see if he's suitable for this female, and the family of the male checking this woman out to see if he ain't gonna die up under her care. She gonna be feeding him big backs out, goddamn, then kill the dude. You know what I mean? So they checking all that out, and then it produces a good marriage. Folks moving on. They enjoying life. They building. Bam. Peace, everything good, right? Then what happened? Goddamn. Bam. Fast food start hitting. Drugs start coming. Father's leaving the house, so he's not teaching the young man. The mother's not there. She's not teaching the female, so she don't know what kind of man to get. All she knows is she wants some security, but she ain't really looking at the dude. She missed her daddy. She missed that male bonding that she didn't get from her daddy, so she trying to squeeze out a drop out of a dude, and he ain't have his father, so he don't know what the hell she looking for. He don't know how to be what she looking for, and is driving the nigga crazy. And it's just chaotic, man. It just gets chaotic. And then you have Brother Farrakhan. You have the nation. You have the Moore Science Temple. You have the RBGs and the comedics and trying to say, okay, well, look, I take that back. You have a system that's in play in the Nation of Islam that can cure and that can fix and mend those issues, right? You have a system in play in the Moorish Science Temple that can fix and that can mend certain issues based on mathematics and science. So the ego not involved. You dig what I'm saying? So just like you see brothers propagating the faith, right? Yeah. But then right behind them comes a Caucasian or a Asian official, a white person or something. Look, y'all stay away from Brother Farrakhan. Y'all stay away from them Moors. Y'all, and it's like, and they're like, well, why? You not teaching us any knowledge, and you're not teaching us business and pointing us in the right direction. Why you don't want us to listen to these guys? Why you don't want us to listen to knowledge or science that makes sense, that can help and heal a community, that can build and that's strong in an economic structure was a problem. And so it's like, yeah, but if you do that, you become our competitors. Look, man, don't nobody think like that. Nobody trying to compete with you. Folks just trying to raise their level of existence. Yeah, but if you raise your level of existence, then it'll make whites feel as though that they're not achieving at their highest level. And so we have to protect their feelings and their ego. And it becomes to be like, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I mean? What is really going on? And it is, and so now everything's bubbling over to the surface. It's chaotic, but hey, it is what it is. So look, make sure you all check out Everyday People the Movie on YouTube. That's Everyday People the Movie on YouTube. like, find, enjoy, share music, but the main thing is be yourself. Don't be no puppet, man. Don't look. If your creator, supreme being, gives you an idea and you move on that idea, and some people will be like, why you doing this? You supposed to be over here. You supposed to look, man, follow your instincts, your heart, your mind, and go for what you know. You can't please everybody. You can't. It's up to you, the individual, to grow that seed that you planted. Nobody gonna drive all the way from their house to your house and water your seed of a plant that you planted. It's not happening, man. You have to make it happen. Some sit back and be more or less like, yeah, man, I'll be over there to water your plant. I'll be able to water your plant. Instead of you just sticking a bucket outside, catching some rainwater and water your plant, you sitting there waiting on them and your plant dried up, but they plant thriving, they eating fruit off of it, laughing at your ass. So yeah, be you. Mind, thought creates, bring something into reality from your thoughts and keep building. Verbal Pick Radio, we out.